Your self-worth only depends on you. It's not depend on your materialistic things, your job, your career, or your family members, or the people you love, or anybody else. Your self-worth is completely depend on you. It just depends on you. Whatever or whoever you are, it's your core, it's you. It's not your job, it's not other people's praising, or it's not other people's opinion. If other people think wrong about you, if other people criticizes you, saying you are not worthy of something, you are not good enough, you don't deserve this, you are not this, whatever, it's all bullshit. Your self-worth, you depend on you only. What you feel about yourself, who you are in the core, it's completely you. It's not depend on other people, it's not depend on anything. There are so many people, especially in today's time, the Gen Z's, the 90s kids, they think that their self-worth depends on their job, on the money they are making, on the people they are with, on the people who praise them, who literally, be with them all the time, or on their family, or on the materialistic things, their car, their house, or everything. It may sound cliche, but yeah, money, materialistic things are important, but they, they are not the things that define your worth. Nobody in this world, the thing, the people, or anything define your self-worth or define your worth. If you know who you are in the core, if you know your worth, that dude, this is the thing I deserve. And if I am getting something less than this, I may, adjust for some time, but I know my worth. You may adjust, because of the responsibilities or because of anything, any reason, but you know your worth and you are ready to sacrifice anything for your worth, to keep your worth. Don't get dissatisfied or degraded. Don't feel degraded because of other people, or because of your losing, because you lose your job, because you lose some loved one, some family member, or because some family member told you, or the loved ones, your friends, your job, your boss, or anybody ever said to you that you don't deserve this. You shouldn't feel degraded, you shouldn't feel bad, you shouldn't diminish or lower your standard or your worth, because you should know your worth. For example, if you are a 500 rupee note, no matter how bad the condition of that 5 rupee note, if it is able to get you things, if it that note able to buy you something, that note has value. Means that if that note is alive, that note has value, worth rupees 500. It doesn't matter in which condition that note is in, or that money is in. That same applies to you, honey. No matter how bad the situations are going in your life, maybe you lost your job, lost a family member, lost a loved one, you are heartbroken, you are sad, you are in the denial, you are even in the depression. You know your worth, and your worth is not going to diminish by these things. Life happens with everyone. Life is like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes so high, sometimes so low, sometimes in the middle and boring. But it doesn't matter that it lowers your standard or your value or your worth. You shouldn't feel diminished. You shouldn't feel lower. Your worth is dependent on you, your work, your ethics, your values, or your knowledge. No matter how bad the situation you are in, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how low you feel, your worth should be in the place that you set for yourself. Your worth should be in the high, because situations will change in later on, in some time, some time will pass, your situations will going to shift into something good. It happens. Sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel good. Situations changes. No matter how bad you are in the situation will going to change for the better. But your worth, once you feel that your self-worth is going low and low and low, it is very hard to maintain that self-worth again. Because that self-worth and that low confidence, low self-worth makes you feel worse than the situation will make you feel. And it was then very hard to put that self-worth again in that position. You should maintain your dignity and your self-worth. No matter what the situation is, where you are, whom with you are, I don't care, man. Just don't care. Your confidence and your self-worth is completely and entirely should depend on you only. What you feel about yourself and how that confidence and that self-worth comes. Let's talk about this. Once you start respecting yourself, once you start knowing yourself, once you start respecting yourself, once you start knowing yourself, that was the day, or that will be the day you change the game for yourself. I always talk about this in my videos, that know yourself. Why always I'm empathizes so much talk about this word, that you should focus on yourself, you should know yourself, you should love yourself, you should know who you are in the core. Because if you are a very weak person, if you don't know yourself, if you just easily get motivated by others, or if you easily feel depressed by other people's opinion, or you feel low by other people's opinion, or you change your mind because of other people, it is very hard for you to make decisions, it is very hard for you to make boundaries, it is very hard for you to really be knowing what's your self-worth. Because your self-worth is depends on other people's validation. That validation comes from other people, from your job, from materialistic things, or from anything. And if this is the case for you, you are never going to feel satisfied and happy in the life. Because nobody in this world is perfect, and nobody in this world is always going to validate you or make you feel special. There are so many times when you really love someone, that person also may sometimes make you feel like you are not worthy, or that you are not that important in their life. In that case, you have to maintain your self-respect and you have to maintain your self-worth. You know your self-worth. You should know your self-worth. And that's the only way to know your self-worth, is to know yourself. Who you are, what you bring to the table. You know who you are. You should know what the qualities you are taking, and what the qualities you are empowering, or what's the qualities you bring to the table. What you have that nobody ever else has, or maybe somebody has, but you have that kind of satisfaction that you can do it better. You should know what you have special in you. You should know if something is going happen in the wrong way, or something is not going to work out in the end, you know that you can change that, or you can handle that, you can come out of it. That's the spirit, that's the self-worth. For example, if you go for a job, your dream job, and you got fired suddenly, you should know that you can get another job. You should have that confidence. And that confidence comes from your self-worth. That confidence comes from within you. It's who you achieve. So you should know yourself. That nobody's going to come and save you, honey. Life is like a movie. It's a roller coaster ride. Some days are so good, some days can be so bad. And you should know that you can come out of it like a hero. Like it's your life, it's your journey. You should know that you are the main character. You should know your self-worth. That's it.